It's the JT Cho Show!
1.
Hey, what's after 133?
134?
Oh, yeah, so we just had technical difficulties for the 134th episode of the JT Show.
We only lost like a minute.
13.
Yeah.
So basically all we talked about was today's Memorial Day.
It is Memorial Day. What did we do today?
Golf.
How'd you play?
Great.
Awesome.
There's
the whole minute 13.
But basically, had a tee time, 940.
940.
White Oaks.
Yeah.
Out in Hillsdale. I shot a 47 on the front with 2 7s. And it was tough. Okay. I think I hit 3 or 4 pars on the front still.
You hit some decent pars.
And then I just started parring. I parred the first 3 or 4 on the
What'd
back.
you hit on the back 9? Just tell them.
38.
He hit a 38. That's 2 over par.
And so I ended the day with an 85, which ties my PR. And I haven't touched my PR since probably since I was like 20.
I've never seen you get close to that. I've seen you hit.
I think 20,
I think you've hit like a couple of 41s.
I think like 23. It was 38 for the PR on that.
Yeah.
But I haven't hit an 85 since 2011, and who knows?
I've seen you hit 88s before because you hit an 88 at Timber.
Yeah.
And then like literally the next weekend I hit an 89 there.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I can't believe we both broke 90 at the same course like a week after each other.
Yeah. First
breaking 90 is the goal, by the way. If you don't know who we are on the golf course,
we're the par 5 gang.
It's the everything's a par 5.
Yeah, rule of 5.
90 is the goal.
So if you're a golfer and you're not having fun out there, okay, you're like trying to
amateur
compete.
Golfer.
Now taught me this lesson very well. We're not pros. Pros miss 6 footers 60% of the time, or
6 footers 60% of the time they miss them.
That's a pro.
Yeah.
And so you're not a pro. You're working 5 days a week at a bank and getting every other Saturday
or at a delivery service, or at a construction site, or at an office,
or whatever
the fuck you do.
If you just imagine every single hole as a 5, and you par
everything's a 5,
then that means
you hit a 5 on every hole. That's a 90.
That's a 90.
It's pretty good. What percentage of golfers break 90?
It's real low.
It's got to be low. I think it's in the 20s or 30s.
I think the percentage. I think the percentage of golfers that shoot in the 80s is like under 10%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think 90 is like 30, 40, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So just a great day of golf, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I did right was driving.
Natty?
Oh, my. Before we start drinking.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I almost forgot.
My birthday, she turns 48 years old today.
Okay.
Melanie Brown, which is better known as Scary Spice.
That's a good one. I like that one a lot.
Scary Spice, happy 48th birthday.
My one, I think he would be 106 years old today. JFK.
JFK would be a great
Born
one.
in 1917.
Happy birthday, JFK.
Today, 1917. JFK.
One of my favorite presidents.
The best.
You know why he was my favorite president?
Because he was so open-minded.
Very progressive.
Get it? Open-minded?
I like that one. It's because everybody in the entire world, including his wife, knew that he was fucking Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, yeah.
And
he's fucking John F. Kennedy, dude.
And everyone was just
Johnny Politics, dog.
And nobody talks about that conspiracy theory.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
There was one man in the world that was so jealous that not only can he be the president and have a regular wife.
No,
it was the FBI.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
America.
We're never getting monetized.
America.
We're never getting monetized because of that little comment. But that's okay. Fuck them.
We're never getting monetized because we need over 60 views. But we did thank you guys for your support. The last episode, which was uploaded today.
Hey, even if we never get monetized, I think we're still going to keep doing this.
It's fun.
It is fun.
It's a hobby.
I enjoy doing it.
And like maybe one day someone will be like, 80 years in the future, be like, oh my God, have you seen this? And then it's like our grandkids are making money.
I hope one day one of us has kids and they scrub back through these thousands of hours of podcasting.
My uncle was
an alcoholic. And they clip together like the best of and make it like one cool video that gets like
my almost famous views. Uncle.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. They just clip it together. They just clip it together and they're like, look how cool these guys were, kind of.
Speaking of crazy timelines like that, so I was reading some internet stuff after I saw TikTok.
Okay.
One of the gnarliest things that Thanos ever did as a villain was helping an old lady cross the street. And you're like, that seems like super duper nice. And then like, because I saw talk about it and then I had to like see which comic series it was from. So essentially he helped this old lady across the street and he held his hand up for this bus to stop. Now this little girl on this bus was supposed to bump into this woman on this bus after the bus stops abruptly, but he stopped that event from happening, and that girl was supposed to like create peace across the multiverse. And so
she never did it.
No, never met the lady. So she lived an average life, and on her deathbed, Thanos visited her as she's an old, brittle woman on like life support, and shows her the amazing life that she should have had,
but that he prevented.
And then she died. And I was like, Jesus!
That would kill me. Imagine you're on your deathbed and someone comes up and they go, "Hey, this is what you should have been."
No, it's just
you would have been a menace.
First, you're watching some dude challenge Tiger. You're like, who the fuck is this guy? And then like it turns and it's you with a mullet. And John Daly's like your scramble partner for some bunch of tournaments. And you're just like, what is this? And like, if you would have not done the thing at this thing time, but I stopped it. And then you never met John Daly, and then he never taught you the game of golf under his wing, and you never challenged Tiger for the Ryder Cup.
I'd be so mad at you.
Some crazy shit.
I'd be so mad at you if you were the one that stopped it, just so we could be friends. You selfish piece of shit.
I would feel bad.
You're like, what would you pick? Like, what if that was a thing? Like, you got time paused right now, and you got fucking visited by the time genie.
A Kevin Hart career.
And he's like, no. He's like, hey, your boy, talking about me, your boy could be a famous golfer. Not the best in the world, not the best ever, not even close, but enough to wake, he wins 7 majors. Mm-hmm. And then, like, some other PGA shit. Mm-hmm. But you never get to meet him.
Go ahead.
You let him do it?
Yeah. Honestly, deep down, it's just like when...
That's tough. I know I would want that, but at the same time...
It's like when Boa Hancock's like, hey, you can either sail off and we'll help you, or you can save these bitches. And the Luffy's like, oh, thanks for saving these bitches. I'd be like, dude, Cut's gotta thrive, because I know that, like...
Yeah.
Dude, and, like, I would write you when you're, like, 40...
If me and you got fucking bubbled to Hancock Island and Hancock loved me, and you're like, hey, bro, we gotta go save the world, I'd be like, dog. I'd be like... I mean, I'll come with you. She can come.
I forget all about it.
But we gotta...
Hey, man, you get 3/4 of the island, and I get
hey, bro, I can show you some videos. I think you'll agree with me.
You'd be like, look, I get...
Hancock's Bay.
You'd be like, I get 3/4, and you get 1/4. So, but look at him, you're like, come on. And I'm like, all right.
I'd be like,
bro,
you can have all those 6.
Yeah.
If we could just stay with Hancock, bro, just give it up. They'll teach you hockey.
But honestly, it's like knowing my boy that much and having the opportunity to wish his life to be exponentially better. Yeah, it would suck because, even if I was like, yo, your name's Dustin Cut, and then I start telling you crazy shit, you'd be like, who the fuck is this guy? But, like, even if you were never allowed to do that as part of the rules, I'd be like...
What if they could be a pro golfer and win the 7 majors, and you were allowed to be friends with their brother?
Oh, yeah.
But not like good friends, just like a distant friend that, like, sometimes...
100% still.
But you couldn't say anything about anything else. Like, you knew about it, but you couldn't say anything. So you couldn't be weird.
Even if they took the friendship away, still send it. You send it.
I think I'm more likely to do it if I never have any contact with you than if I'm friends with Jerry.
And then there's like a weird Little Mermaid stipulation where like they have to become your friend for them to be able to remember all the memories.
Oh, you gotta convince them that you're cool, but they're like a pro golfer and you're just a nobody.
Or like you have to like, hey man,
I'm a painter in California, and I'm like, hey dog, we should kick it, and you're like, dude, what the fuck, go away.
Like we have to hang out, and they're like, "Would you say we're buddies or listen?" To
would you consider us friends?
And,
we pals?
Yeah, and I have to say it.
Yeah. And then it all comes back after you say it, but you're just like, yeah, dude, but you don't mean it. You have to mean it.
Hollywood.
You can't just say it. You got to mean it.
This would be a great movie.
I feel like that's got to be a movie already.
I mean, that's like kind of not Freaky Friday, but like
it's like a twist on Freaky Friday. Weird Wednesday,
dude.
That's Weird Wednesday, dude.
Let's shoot a short film.
There it is, Weird Wednesday.
Weird Wednesday.
So we went golfing today,
and no, So I had to delete 34 gigs from my computer. Very limited data on this MacBook, but again, we're gonna buy a desktop with lots of memory, so this doesn't happen. But it did happen, and we're back. We're live. We were just talking about Weird Wednesday,
Weird Wednesday.
So basically, we both meet the same genie, but you can't wish your one wish for yourself, so you wish your best friend to become
pro golfer, minimum 5 majors and some random shit sprinkled in.
But then both of us wish the same wish. So now we're on the tour as rivals.
Shows both sides. So the caveat is like your boy gets to be one of the GOATs at golf, but you never get to kick it with him.
Yeah.
You never get to be his friend. Even if he meets you, he just doesn't really like you. Not enough to like sue you, not enough to beat you up, but just enough to be like, okay, bro, and then just like push you aside. Like
or
enough
like,
to
hey,
be just like cold shoulder.
Or like, hey, I'm your number one fan. You're like, that's cool.
Sick, bro. Quick signature. On to the next.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Just a blank stare. Just like, all right. Wow, that's it. Never get a kick with him. Never get to be bros. So the movie idea is both of us make the same wish to the other guy to be the man. And it shows both halves of it. And then at the end of it, we're both put into the same tournament as our better selves. And we play against each other.
Well,
we start to hate each other because
we
of the
get paired
indifference.
together.
Yeah.
And we just don't like each other.
We just don't like each other.
Yeah. And from day one, we start off that tour year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we match. It's 2 years. It's 3 years worth. We just back and forth. Me and you win in majors.
And the stipulation is
back and forth. You win a couple. I never win the Masters. You never win the Open. Like, and that's just, and you're just like, sorry, bro.
I'd be pissed.
Sorry, bro. Sucks to suck. And I'm just like, fuck you, dog.
I'd like to win the Masters more than anything.
Same.
Give me that fucking green.
So Masters doesn't count. Masters doesn't count then.
U.S. Open, British Open. I'll win the British Open. You win the U.S.
I win the U.S. And I'm like, you just go move to Europe. Stay over there.
You Irish
I'll take over
fuck.
here, you Irish fuck.
And I'd be like, oh yeah, fucking you redneck, fucking mullet wearing.
And then we're in our last Masters that we play against each other. We both have 2. We're playing for our 3rd one, and we're in like the 6th hole of the playoff round. And we just keep tying on holes like double bogeys, birdies. We both hole in one hole. Something crazy. So as we start, and then we just agree. We're like, hey, man.
So one of us gets injured, but they play back. And it's the 18th hole. And to score this birdie right here, it goes into a playoff. And the person that's going to lose who's injured who fought back, the other golfer goes, hey, man, it's about a cup and a half right. Gives you the read. You nail it. You shake hands. You're like, we're friends. And then you remember. And then you're like, oh, it's fucking on for fucking 19.
We shake hands. We're like, hey, we're good.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. And then that's when I realized, I'm like, oh, he's a good fucking dude.
We tear the jacket in half.
Yeah. We're both holding it in the thing, and then we both wear a half stitched to like
has ever win the Masters,
the other half of our other
first
green.
You win the Masters.
Yeah. Neither one of us get one. That's the one thing on our whole.
We
career.
can never play the Masters separately.
No, and then from then on out, we have to scramble the Masters against people. Yeah. They don't let us just do it singly. Yeah. We have to scramble it until we win.
Yeah.
That's the sequel.
Yeah.
That's the sequel.
Happy Gilmore, watch out.
Watch out for Happy Show Show.
Happy Show Show.
Happy Show Show.
Hilarious.
Weird Wednesday by Happy Show Show Studios.
Something else on Memorial Day that takes place. See, Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
You got some big bets on that. I got $200 in the game. That's me a thally.
I got 20. Bets me 100.
Nice.
Parlay. Now, this isn't going to get edited until
probably after the game's done.
Probably Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to try to get this uploaded by Friday.
Results will be out.
So, before the game, because it is 4:20. Happy 4:20.
Cheers, brother.
In the afternoon. Game doesn't start till later. Who do you think is going to win the game tonight? You want to go on 3?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Celtics.
Okay. Celtics guy, huh?
I believe in Jimmy Butler.
I want Jimmy to win so bad.
But
all right. I love Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler
I have a problem with Jason Tatum.
Needs a ring.
Yes.
Jimmy Butler needs a ring. Jimmy Butler wins a ring this year with this team against Jokic. Jimmy Butler wins that. Hall of Famer. 1 ring Hall of Famer. Doesn't have to do anything else his career.
The Kobe-isms with Jason Tatum, I can't stand.
Yeah.
I texted.
I do. All right. So I initially, Jason Tatum came into the league and he was just a guy. He was good. Great first round pick. Lottery pick guy, I think. Great player, great build. Could shoot the ball, dunk the ball, plays defense well. When he dunked on LeBron James, and they showed that picture of him getting LeBron's autograph when he was a little kid, like a 10-year-old. Mm-hmm. And then 8, 9, 10 years later, he's dunking on LeBron James. That's sick.
Because when you're a little kid, you don't expect those people to still be in the league.
That's dunking on LeBron James. That's like growing up watching Tom Brady play football, and then you sack Tom Brady, and you're like, holy shit.
That's like those the picture we talked about last week. We talked about Jamie Mayer, or it might have been Bob Gibson. It was Bob Gibson.
The guy that after his career hit the guy?
Well, yeah, but that's one of those isms where the pitcher struck out your dad.
Oh, yeah,
and you came up in the league, and then he struck you out, too.
Yeah, that was Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan was the guy. He struck out a grandfather, a son, and a grandson.
I mean,
technically 3 generations of player.
Technically, if you were a world star pitcher, you could do that to Ken Griffey and Senior in the same.
Yeah. There's no third, though.
No.
There's no third.
That's wild. You've been playing baseball for so long. I struck yo daddy out.
It's crazy how the lines kind of cut out, because imagine all those great football players. You got to imagine the genes cross over. But imagine if you did some selective,
some quirk marriages.
No, kind of, yeah. Yeah, exactly like a quirk marriage. Imagine you just I've said this since high school. Imagine
you've got endurance and I've got arm speed.
Imagine LeBron James and Serena Williams got together and had 5 kids. How many of those kids would be professional athletes?
5.
That's what I'm saying. Because LeBron had kids with just a girl from his hometown.
Yeah,
is that who it was?
I think so. Yeah.
So just some random girl from Akron, Ohio, and at least 2 of them are going to be professional basketball players, and probably at an elite level. Mm-hmm. Both of them are 6'7", 6'8".
They say the younger one is better than the older one.
That's what they say.
And
were the other one girls? Where the other ones?
He's got a younger girl.
He's got a younger girl.
Because he bought her. I saw a shot of one of LeBron James's houses.
Yeah.
And he had a mini mansion in the backyard. That was his daughter's house.
Oh, that's cool.
And so she had her own little crib. That was
That's got to be good for independence, though.
Yeah, but at the same time, but that's the dope shit.
You're not really treating them that much of a life lesson, but at the same time, they're gaining a lot of independence.
They're sleeping outside the house.
Yeah.
But in their own little house.
A lot of independence.
That's so dope.
Imagine if you grew up in a house like that.
That's the tree fort you've always wanted.
Yeah, your dad comes in at 5 p.m. to check in and be like, hey, homework done? Yeah? All right, you clean the house? Yeah? All right.
One day I was digging a hole in the back.
Want to watch a movie?
I had a probably a 4x6 wide climbing wood platform thing that you climb 2 ladders on the side. It had one 2x4 that went off, if you wanted to buy a swing for it, of course, but we never did.
Okay.
And then it had a tent top.
Oh, a little playhouse.
Yeah. When I was 10.
A little jungle gym.
Yeah,
as they call them.
Yeah.
Jungle gym.
No swing though. And one day I was digging a hole in the backyard with a postal digger. And I was like, "What the hell are you fucking doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get wood for this and build it into more of a house and sleep out here in the summer." My dad's filling the fucking hole. But I wanted to have a little place where you could fucking chill in the backyard.
Yeah.
And then it never happened.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My dad. So we used to. My dad would bring us material in the middle of the woods. So we decided we wanted to make a little... Basically what it was it was a smoke tent. That's what it was. And we had a little tent out in the middle of the fucking woods in Roseville, California. And we used to just kick it out there and smoke. Mm-hmm. And I told my dad about it, and I was like, yeah, we're gathering wood to build a log cabin. That was the idea. I was going to bring out an axe, and we were just going to notch it, build it up, put a tarp over the top. We're going to cut the tent up, put a tarp over the top. And my dad's like, dude, I have extra shit and supplies and everything. And I was like, really? Could you deliver them? He's like, yeah, I'll deliver them for you. He drove down with 2x4s and drywall and insulation. And we made an entire fucking little... It was like a 6x6 hut in the middle of nowhere. Like in the middle of this like little mini woods. In the middle of these like super centers. Like it was like near a highway. Bums probably live in there now.
Yeah.
It was a 6x6 room. And just straight up on the dirt. On these little stilts that we cut the size. And it was a box top. Box sides. No windows, just a door. And we'd go in there. It was always hot as fuck in there. We didn't hang out in there very long.
Whenever I get property around here for hunting, I'm going to try to just buy one of those
little trailers
that don't, and just sit in there with a little heater.
You can stilt that up too.
Yeah.
You can stilt it up if you wanted to. Little porch.
Yeah. Some
little 10x10 porch out front.
Some lazy boy chairs in there.
Lazy boys and Xbox.
Dude.
Play 2K while you're waiting. Oh, switches.
Cheers the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Bring a little chargeable generator where you just plug it in at the house and then you can just run your switches off. Dude, hunting's about to be... I'm an avid hunter and I like just being out there in the wilderness and shit. But I also like getting there well before you're supposed to be out there so you can settle in.
Oh, prep.
Yeah. Well, you just, there's times where you shouldn't get out there and then you should get out there. And I like to get out there well before you get out there so I get settled in before you get settled. Yeah. I like to get out there 2 hours before, you hunt in the morning, so if day breaks at 7, I'm in the tree stand by 5:30. In the afternoon, if the sun sets at 7, you want to be in the tree stand no later than 5. I like to get out there at 3. Okay. And I like just, depending on the wind, but basically I like to settle in and let nature just,
develop.
Yeah, because you're going to spook off squirrels, birds, things like that. But having a little earbud and listening to a song in one of your ears while you're killing time, nothing is better with technology, especially because we used to be a walkie-talkie family with earbuds.
Okay.
And be like, hey, deer's coming south. But
ours probably wouldn't even work for that.
It would out there with the woods. But
I guess it depends on how dense the trees are.
But with the phones, I literally texted my dad, hey, 3 are coming your south. And he's like, oh, cool, thanks. Easy. Technology just makes hunting better.
Technology has changed so much stuff. If you were transplanted in, right now, you're 30 years old in 1917, do you think you'd prosper?
100%.
What would you do in 1917? Right after the Great Depression. You guys are just on the uptick.
No, the Great Depression's...
Wasn't that
I think it's 20s.
Really? Was it? No, that was the Roaring 20s.
Yeah, and then it went to the Great Depression, then it went into World War II.
I thought the Great Depression was in the 1903, 1910 era.
Let's look it up.
Could be wrong. I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again.
1929 through 1939.
Oh, 29.
Because we went into we had the Roaring 20s.
All right, no. All right, I got it now.
And then the 20s.
So the only reason I said that my great grandpa was born in 1903, and he said he grew up during the Great Depression.
Yeah,
which obviously he meant that he was a young 20-year-old something.
A history. It used to be a history project where we interviewed somebody that lived through the Great Depression.
Yeah.
My grandma was born during the Great Depression, and that's 1930s.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. So my grandpa was a fucking 30-year-old man.
World War I, the industrial war complex comes around for the first time. The United States prospers with how much money we made off the war. Mm-hmm. War goes away. Roaring 20s is here. Super Great Depression. Prohibition. So as I'm focusing on what I'm going to do.
So 1917, you're 30 years old.
I'm making booze, and then I'm making a secret booze factory.
Okay.
Because I am going to...
So while you're making legitimate money, You're gonna plan
the Great Depression /
your hideout.
What do you call it?
Speakeasy.
Speakeasies, yes. Yeah. Because I'm gonna play the bootlegging market, and I'm gonna find my Thomas Shelby from.
I was gonna say you're gonna start NASCAR.
Yeah.
You call it take car.
Yeah.
See that take car race last weekend?
I'm gonna be a bootlegger. That's how I'm gonna make it through. And then as soon as I have all this extra cash, I'm gonna buy a steel factory in like the 40s. No, not the 40s, probably the 35s.
So you're Rockefeller now.
So I buy a steel factory.
You have to buy it from the Rockefellers. Rockefeller owned everything.
But then
he's the reason why they made monopolies.
But then World War II comes along. Steel factory gets governed out by the U.S. government, and then as you're old, you invest in real estate because the baby boomers built neighborhoods after fucking neighborhoods.
That was 50s, 60s.
Yeah. And then you just trust fund it off of your kids and you leave it.
Renting wasn't a thing back then, so you'd have to sell all of them, and they're probably worth $3,000 a piece.
Yeah, you just buy land.
You just keep buying land.
You keep
cultivating, buying land,
and then you write your kid a note. Bitcoin. Whenever you hear about Bitcoin, start buying it. Small increments.
Just keep Googling Bitcoin. Over and over.
Just as soon as 2008.
Once a year on my birthday, Google Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's what you tell them.
And then as soon as you hear about it, start buying it in small increments.
No, you put your whole household into it as soon as you hear about it.
Yeah,
Everything.
But
second, third, fourth mortgages on the house, as much as you can.
I'd be like $300 a month.
I would just tell them as much as you fucking could. They'd be billionaires.
Yeah.
Billionaires. I mean, even if they put $30,000 in it to it right when it was the first thing at like less than a cent of fucking Bitcoin. Still be billionaires.
And you're like, hey, Patriots, Seahawks, bet on the Patriots.
Bet on the Patriots in the fourth quarter. Patriots, Falcons, bet on the Patriots at the half. Not before the game at the half. There's no better time to bet on them. Put 3-4 mortgages. Tom Brady's going to do it.
Put all your houses.
Tom Brady's going to do it.
Because you got to gamble.
He's going to do it.
Yeah.
And imagine.
And then, like...
wonder what the payout would have been.
Like, I always think, too, like...
Say you put $30,000 on Tom Brady to come back to win that game at halftime. What do you think it was? Plus 20,000? That'd be close.
Maybe they were close because the odds were too great.
It's 26-3?
Sometimes they do it. Sometimes they lock the game because they're like, odds are too high.
That might have been... Not at a bookie, though. Not if you were in, like, a sports fucking casino.
Yeah. That'd be wild.
That'd be crazy. There's got to be guys in there that do that. They just bet on the underdogs. They're like, oh, they're losing half. Here's $100.
It's called Kramers.
Yeah, here's $100.
Well, Jerry, I'm addicted.
I'm addicted.
That's why it's fun getting with your money.
Fucking Seinfeld. Oh, shit. You know how much the most expensive Game 7 ticket is for tonight?
$525?
$525,000?
Yeah.
No, 27,000.
Oh.
27,000.
I thought it was crazy.
No, I mean, that's still crazy. 27,000 for a box seat. That's just one ticket. That's not for like a whole box. That's like one seat.
Sharing a box.
With 20 other people. That's like you barely get in. You barely get into these boxes.
Dad, can we please go to Game 7? Oh, if I sell the house, one of us can get a box seat.
Oh, we saw this shit today about Aaron Rodgers. He's doing
OTAs.
Voluntary OTAs.
Yeah.
Which I think is smart.
So,
new guy, new team. Brady didn't. Brady didn't do voluntary OTAs in Tampa his first year.
Well, you know.
Yeah. He's Tom Brady.
So, with fan reportage and Aaron Rodgers going to a new team, there was a video of someone shot of him looking like he had an ankle injury. And they're like, oh, this looks serious.
Yeah.
Nothing ever came of that, but Twitter was going hammy for it. But I was like, dude, it's so early in spring right now, and nobody's touching Aaron Rodgers, period. Even if Aaron Rodgers does a QB draw and rushes up the middle, he's parting the Red Sea at that point because they're going to blow the whistle before anybody even reaches an arm out to touch him.
I feel like Twitter is so funny. Twitter is... Because you say you use it like a diary, right? You just write it, or like a journal.
Yeah, like random thought, nobody reads it, bye.
I think it's less like that and more like the world's water cooler. Like the work water cooler. Like you can say anything at it, you lean in, and only the people that give a shit about you listen to it. Mm-hmm. So like you lean in and you say something, and no one says anything back, you're like, oh fuck, I guess I'm not that guy yet. and you just keep saying shit until someone hears it, and then they look at all the other shit you've said, and they're like, what the fuck?
This guy's weird.
I think it's the water cooler of the world.
Things happen, people go to react there.
What do you think? So I saw on ESPN today, they said his over-under for games won was 12. They said that's his bare minimum. They said 12. You take the over, the under for the Jets.
If the over-under was 11, I'd take the over. But I don't think they get no more than 12.
So you think under 13 then?
Yeah. 13 and 4 is hard. I think 12 and 5 is
manageable. 12 is the fucking number though. Under 12?
No.
You say over 12?
No. 12.
11 and a half.
Over.
Over?
Yeah.
I'll take the under.
Okay.
I'll take the under. They'd have to sweep the division to get that, I think. And I don't think they're going to do that. I think the Patriots are the last ones to do that. I don't.
Well, if they go 1-1 in the division, that means they can only lose one outside conference game for the rest of the year, and then have to.
That's
go
what I'm
perfect.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to face New England twice, the Bills twice, and then the Finns twice.
Hard to stop Tyreek Hill in 2 games.
Yeah.
I think our division's going to be pretty split this year. I think, except for the Bills. I think the Bills are going to win it. Bills are going to win it. I think most everyone else is going to go 1-1, but I think the Bills are going to get swept. I think the Bills are going to sweep the Jets. I don't think Aaron's ready for the Bills twice a year.
I think the Bears are going to get swept by the Packers.
That's a Super Bowl caliber team that Aaron's going to be facing twice a year.
The best the Packers go against the Lions is 1-1, and against the Vikings they go 1-1 as well.
Yeah.
But I think they sweep.
Those aren't Super Bowl caliber teams, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think Aaron's used to facing that quality of a team twice a year. Because normally he gets like the Chiefs once. He gets like the Chargers maybe once.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens once. Like it's.
What if he just balling out?
Dude, he balls. I'd be stoked for him except for twice a year. That's the.
Fuck you, Taylor, not making your quarterback happy.
Yeah, right. Fuck you guys. Keep him in the NFC. We don't want him out here. Send him to the Bucks.
The Bucks have Baker.
Think he's starting game 1?
Who, Baker?
Yeah.
I think he is.
Think so?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Who else is out there?
Whoever the fuck else they had out there, I don't know. Did they draft someone?
No. I don't know.
I don't know either. No idea.
No.
Want to hear some anime fun facts?
Yes.
All right. So there's over 23,000 anime online,
mm-hmm.
and it would take well over 2 lifetimes to watch all of it.
Wow.
You'll never see all the anime.
It's sad.
Yeah. You and your kid will never see all the anime combined.
Wow.
You and your kid and your grandson might, if you all watch separate animes.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. That's a lot. In JoJo's Bizarre Adventure,
mm-hmm.
there's not a single second of filler. You might have told me that before.
Yeah,
I saw it on a thing today, and I was like,
I've tried to get into it.
I've never even given it the shot. I've given 86 a shot twice.
So there's a thing with JoJo's where there's the original season, and then it was so bad they abridged it themselves to cut it down to 4 episodes. So they cut the first 26 episodes into 4 episodes because they're like, it was bad. And then they start season 2. So I think if I'm ever going to give JoJo an honest shot, I'm going to have to skip the original season because I can't get through the original season.
I think to give it an honest shot, you have to push through. I mean, to be completely honest, I pushed through Naruto. The beginning, the original 100 episodes. Yeah. It was rough. It's only 26 episodes.
So, I mean,
push through.
With 26 episodes in One Piece.
It's different.
Well, right. But you see Luffy fight Arlong.
Yeah.
And before Arlong, he fights...
You almost finish a whole arc in 25 episodes.
Yeah, so you finish... So you meet Sanji, Zoro, Nami in the first 26 episodes. And Usopp.
Yeah.
And then you get
Tony Chopper's not till 60, right?
Yeah, you get one good backstory of Nami and her whole thing.
Yeah.
And then the finish arc in 20. So you're like, wow, this is pretty good.
And then Robin isn't till like what 250. Because that's where I was for a minute. Because that was Alabasta, right?
Yeah. So so Alabasta.
I think that was like 170 to 250 maybe.
Yeah. So basically, though, you think it's good and it's heating up, but
and she's not even their boy till like 250.
Yeah.
She's an enemy.
But like the thing is, like, if you compare 100 arc episodes to like what it is now, you're like, wow, oh, that sucked. But at the time, it didn't suck. In Naruto, it was like, oh, you got to kind of grind a little bit.
You got to grind a decent amount in the beginning, and then it gets fire.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. All right, so not a single second of filler. Do you know how much it costs to make a single episode of anime from like start to finish, just one episode?
Is it a
dollar amount?
Is it a 5-digit dollar amount? 26,000?
Way more.
56,000.
More.
125,000.
On the money, in between 100 and 200,000.
Wow.
For one episode, because of all the art that has to go into it.
Well, saying that, I know you said this to your brother Travi, but Goku doing something broke one of the most streamed animes that ever happened.
Oh, yeah.
And then
it's like his special Ultra Instinct or whatever the fuck he did.
So, and then Sanji, at the time, 2 episodes ago, broke the streaming record for how many people watched it. And then last year, One Piece was the most watched show on Earth. Period. So the amount of views that you're getting...
I contributed to that.
Yeah. So the amount of views that you're getting... I'm a week the weaker. But the amount of views that you're getting every episode is literally almost in the billions about a year later.
Well, yeah, that goes back to the old I guess it was the original TikTok of the fucking different streaming services bragging about their streams. Mm-hmm. And then the last one is fucking Crunchyroll talking in Japanese.
Yeah.
And he's like, shut up, you fucking peasant.
Yeah.
And he like quadruples everybody's together.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's the most used stream service on the planet.
People hate on anime, but...
And you know what my favorite thing about Crunchyroll, and they definitely know about this, you can fucking share the password, and just an unlimited amount of people can use it.
So, Crunchyroll on the PC, they're running a beta website.
And do I owe you for that this year?
No.
No?
I don't give a fuck anymore.
Okay. You use it too much, it's like it doesn't matter.
I mean, what am I going to do, dude? It's been 3 years.
I'll buy you a 30 rag, it doesn't matter. I think I paid you for last year's. When I first moved here, I think I paid you.
Yeah, we did something, yeah.
I'll buy a 30 rag for it at some point. I'll be like, hey, this is what this is for.
Yeah. So with Crunchyroll on the PC, they run a beta version, and it works great. So on
the TV you gave me, it has the app, and it works perfect.
So I don't like the app. I don't like the app on Amazon Kindle Fire. I don't like the app because it could be more user friendly.
My Roku stick doesn't have it on the PC in my game room.
Oh, rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, the phone works fine, but Crunchyroll, if you're ever listening, let me tell you how to improve your app. Because to select... Okay, so let's say you want to watch an episode of One Piece, but I just watched the newest episode. So you have to click on that episode on my TV and then hit back as it plays like a half second, and then it brings up the menu for the show. When the only
it's not super user friendly.
Yes, so you need to create a way to have, just like the PC, you can select the episode, or if you sub one click down, it selects the title of the anime, to where I can click on One Piece period instead of having to click on an episode, going back, and then it opens up the log for what episode you want to go to.
You know what's weird?
So I don't like that.
The one that I have in my room won't play Crunchyroll either on the Roku stick or whatever. Won't play it. It has a Funimation app though. So I made a Funimation account to watch One Piece for like a weekend, and then I got rid of it because I didn't want to pay for it.
Yeah, there was a time where
I watched like 50 episodes on that for a week, and I was like that.
What's crazy though is in the times. So I had to watch Naruto on NarutoBase.net, I think. So a third-party streaming website with anything Naruto that I ever wanted to watch. That's how I was watching it weekly. And then at the time that you were watching it, pretty much everything was on Hulu.
Mm-hmm. Almost all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember looking at it, and it stopped at like 400 or something like that at the time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, so at some point I'm going to... Because I remember I outwatched it. Because I watched the first 20 episodes in English, and then Travi told me I was fucking up, so I rewatched them in Japanese. I restarted. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just restart. And I got like 120 deep on Hulu, and I stopped for a little bit. And then I think I watched like another 90 or something like that. Like I kept doing like little chunks when I was in California.
Yeah.
And then the second I came here and I was living in your side yard all day for like a month.
Yeah.
All day I would lay on your couch and just fucking watch One Piece all day. That was my fucking job for like 3-4 months.
It was dope.
I got through like 200 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. One Piece is great. Did you know that hockey is invisible in One Piece unless you have the ability?
Okay.
Like you can't see it.
Makes sense.
And so like when it's animated and you see them like clashing with it or whatever, I haven't really seen that in person. Like I haven't watched it yet, but I assume that everyone that is worth something has the ability to use hockey.
Well, you actually seen a good example of it when they're in the auction house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're like, they understood what it was, but nobody could really see what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, nobody knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so, like, when they show it, like, I assume at some point there's going to be, like, a clash of it, and they'll, like that for a second, and they're going to show some lines there. Nobody sees those lines.
You're so close.
Nami doesn't see the lines. Nobody sees the lines.
You're so close.
Well, whatever it is. Whatever it is. I don't want to be spot on, because I don't want to ruin it. But, yeah, it's invisible. You can't see it unless you're using it. And even then, you don't really see it. You just feel it. It's crazy. So us seeing it, like the animated part of it, that's just us. They don't see that. That's just us seeing the effect of it.
It's crazy that you're even saying that word. Because I just want to tell you, like, guess who knows which ones. But I'm not.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, I got one more. So Death Note is banned in China. You can't watch it. You have to get a VPN to watch it in China because a bunch of students were writing their teachers' names in notebooks and naming it a Death Note. Like a shit ton of them. Like enough for the government to step in and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. We know what you're doing. Yeah.
It's wild. It's like the little internet meme where somebody has them autograph a book and they close it. And they're like, oh, this is a nice notebook, and then it's Death Note.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine that? Like, what would be the equivalent to that here? Like, kids copying a TV show so much. They're like, nobody gets to watch that.
In military school summer camp in Indiana that I went to, kids were taking erasers and burning crosses into their arms.
Oh. I got this guy.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's an eraser burn.
Yeah. So then they were like taking aggressive and just taking an eraser and doing this.
What's that even from?
I don't know, but they just wanted crosses. So, so every day, every meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you had to roll your fucking sleeves up so they could check your arms and make sure you weren't trying to scar your body at their summer camp. So it's essentially almost the same thing.
Not really. They're stopping you from self-mutilation.
Yeah. But I don't know where the movement comes from.
Like, what would you mimic, like, on a TV show? Like, anything that was stupid like that.
No more
like,
running with your arms behind your back.
I'm okay with that. I'm alright with that. You shouldn't be doing that. That's not efficient. Nobody's breaking records like that. You're not Naruto. You're not the Yellow Flash or the Hidden Leaf. You're not Minato. You're not the fourth. What are you doing?
More.
You're not the fourth. You're not even Choji, dog. Quit it.
I wish I was.
Oh, yeah. That's all I got for anime fun facts. I thought those were pretty good, though.
Nice.
Those weren't bad. Oh, all right. There was the D1 college baseball team that made the NCAA tourney at a 19-40 record.
Wow.
Because they won like the ACC tournament or something like that. What was it? Tulane made it with like a super negative record.
Yeah, all you gotta do is win that conference championship.
They're the lowest record player to be in that fucking tournament.
That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Tulane.
It's nuts.
Shout out.
Oh, another crazy thing. I saw it like 2 weeks ago, and I forgot to bring it up in the last one. Fucking New York City is sinking. You see that?
Mm-mm.
There's been these scientists that have they've taken like measurements of the beaches or whatever, and like the concrete fucking bridges and shit, like to the water, and on average, New York is sinking like 2.5 inches a year.
That's why. That's super duper wild.
Yeah, because of the weight of the buildings on top of like the embankments or whatever. Like they're just like slowly sinking. So in like 7 years, 8 years, they'll be like 1.5 feet lower than what they are right now.
It's wild.
Could increase, could slow down.
Could
be underwater.
Keep building.
They just build a level above it, and it becomes the wetlands are underneath. There's
and then
a bunch
slowly,
of bums
like,
living underneath there.
100 years. These buildings are good for 100 years, and then when they finally hit water, they build.
That's how you get mer people.
And then they.
That's how you get mer people. You trap some motherfuckers down there, and they just mutate because
That's
of all the oil.
like Futurama.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the inner.
Exactly.
The inner bowels.
Yeah.
Of New York
Yeah. What do
City.
they call it in Stranger Things? The
Upside down world.
the upside down. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in the upside down. They're just swimming around with like fins on their pinky toe.
Yeah. Where does that go? Oh, that just goes down.
Other than that, I'm how many hours? 36 hours into Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. So you're about in the 30s. I'm finally hitting the 15s, I think.
Yeah.
Last night.
I think I said this when I had Breath of the Wild back when we were deployed in Qatar, and I'll say it again about this game. I think this is the closest you get to a 10 out of 10 game as a single player RPG game.
Yep.
This is the closest you get.
He said that last week. So if you're a watcher of the podcast,
Yeah, you've heard it twice now.
So with saying that, and what I'm at now, because I've now grown more in the game. You know, 9.
You're a little more involved.
9.9 right now.
Yeah.
About 15 hours in, a 9.9.
And I'm okay with that rating. Even if you give it a 9.5, I think this is the closest you get.
So IGN. So all
if The Last of Us is a 9.7, this is a 10.
So IGN, VGC, whatever the fuck that is, GameSpot, Inverse, Comic Book, Checkpoint, CG Magazine, Nintendo Life, God is Geek, Screen Rant were all 10 out of 10s. Game Informer was a 9.75 out of 10, and digitally downloaded was a 9 out of 10. That is the most 10s I've seen on a video game across the board. Not just like 9.8s, 9.7s, 9.5s, 10.
Yeah.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10,
It's a
10,
general
10.
consensus.
9.75, 9.5. So that's a 9.9 almost.
Who gave it a 9.5?
A 9.75 for Game Informer.
Okay.
And a 9 for digitally downloaded.
Interesting.
But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 companies, magazines, bloggers, posters of sports, not sports, but video games. 10 out of 12 companies gave Tears of the Kingdom a 10 out of 10.
The best single-player video game of all time. I really do think I stand by that, too. I think it's the best single-player video game of all time. What are the other ones that come close? Last of Us? Not the same. Skyrim, pretty close. Pretty close, but not.
If Skyrim could have started over a sequel to a solo player game right as they had you build your house with the third DLC, where you could craft a house, you could build shit with it.
Yeah, but the house crafting was pretty shitty in Skyrim. It wasn't like a Sim style.
But if you could just start that solo player game over at that point,
yeah,
and do Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 6, Skyrim 2,
yeah,
you just do the same.
Skyrim Beyond,
yeah.
Skyrim.
There's Oblivion,
2.0.
which is before. Shut up. Anyways,
it's like the sequel to Skyrim, Tears of the Kingdom, Skyrim.
You can maybe mimic it, but the only thing that's okay. So right before we end this, I kind of remember this. GTA 6, lots of things are leaking.
Yeah. That could break the mold.
Yes. So I think this is why it can break the mold. Allegedly, right now, it was reported the solo player missions that you complete in the game give you a cryptocurrency to use in the game. So as you're progressing in the Solar Player game, you're earning cryptocurrencies.
It's the first play-to-earn game of all time.
For your online.
And it's the specific in-game currency of the game. So say like Skyrim used Bitcoin, and that was your, instead of like the gold, it was Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So if you bought, like, say it was Grand Theft Auto coin, and you bought $20 worth of Grand Theft Auto coin, and it was worth, I don't know, like $3,000 in game, that's what you get. Like, you can just do that on a cryptocurrency website, fucking crypto.com.
And so how it's supposed to work,
GTA crypto on crypto.com and then transfer it to your video game.
Is you can sell your properties online to other
cash.
players
for the Bitcoin.
For the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So that is so fucking cool.
Yeah. Even though we sound old as fuck saying for the Bitcoin, but that's how it makes sense in my mind.
Yep. But
for the crypto.
But yeah, so best solo player game ever. Skyrim probably my number 2.
Skyrim's probably my
Metal
number
Gear
2.
Solid
I don't know.
3.
I don't even think Skyrim beats Breath of the Wild, bro.
No, it doesn't. But
Metal
Gear Solid 3,
like if you encompass them into the same game, then it's just these last 2 games.
So I know you told me before we end this, I know you told me also that you've never been a big Metal Gear Solid guy. Never
been a big Metal Gear Solid guy. Never been a good with Samus's shit.
There's a Siphon Filter.
Never played any of those games.
Splinter Cell.
Never played any of those either.
My roommate John played those.
Never played them.
Anyways, but with Spine, so what's gonna make Metal Gear Solid 3 great though, is throughout the game you keep finding camo that matches specific regions. So throughout the game you have to keep camo swapping what you're wearing so you can blend in with the environments.
There's been some games like that before, right?
Yeah. This is
I think the newest Tom Clancy game was like that.
Yeah, but this is a remaster. But they're just it's basically going to be the graphics you get now with every game that comes out to a game that came out in fucking 2004?
No idea. 6 maybe?
Metal Gear Solid 3, I'm going to say
6 would have been the GameCube era.
Guns of the Patriots came out in like 08, 09, so I'm going to say 2003. We'll end it on this.
I do have a cut stumper before we go.
Perfect. Metal Gear Solid 3 release date 2004. November 17th.
Good guess.
Yeah, because it was 4 years apart from. It was like Guns of the Patriots came out for the PS3.
Okay.
And so the
I wasn't a PlayStation guy.
Well, I wasn't either.
Xbox
so I had to,
360.
So I had to borrow.
In 05, I got a 360 and I never looked back.
So I get on Facebook and I message Earl's brother Jerry in the Marines. And I said, "Hey, can I borrow your PlayStation so I can rent this game and play it?" And he goes, "Yeah, no problem." And I went over to Earl's grandma's house where Jerry had his shit. And I'm like, "Hey, Jerry said I could borrow his PlayStation 3." And his grandma's like, "That's not him." And I was like, "This is his Facebook." And she's like, "That's not real." So we took we took Earl's Xbox and we just took the PlayStation 3 out and we put the Xbox in the box.
Some Indiana Jones shit.
So then,
and
so then when she looked, she saw a game console.
Saw a system, yeah.
Yeah, and so I got the borrow for the weekend with nobody ever discovering, so I beat Guns of the Patriots.
Nice.
So yeah. So cut stumpers.
Yeah, cut stumpers. All right. So this is from Forbes magazine. Can you name the top 5 most dangerous cities according to Forbes
In the world?
in the States?
Atlanta.
Atlanta's not on it. No, nobody in Georgia.
Okay. Albuquerque.
No one in New Mexico.
New York.
No one in New York.
Chicago.
No one in Illinois.
Top 5 dangerous cities?
Most dangerous cities.
Detroit.
No one in Michigan.
Then, I mean...
This is according to Forbes. Nope. Nowhere in California. Not in the top 5.
And I'm out. I'm out of guesses.
Alright, so I'll go from the bottom to the top. So number 5 is Memphis.
Wow, where Ja?
Yeah.
Ja! Get out of Memphis.
Ja's fucking it up, dude.
Get traded.
Ja's fucking up the fucking ratio.
Get traded to the Pacers.
Yeah, Ja's fucking up the ratio. Number 4 is Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
Makes sense, right? Now, these next two don't, in my mind. Number 3, Birmingham, Alabama.
I've heard of Birmingham.
Paint me a Birmingham. Birmingham, Alabama is number 3 on the fucking list. Number 2 on the list is Mobile, Alabama.
Wow.
Which is kind of where Moats grew up. That's number 2. Second most dangerous city in the country is Mobile, Alabama. Number 1, any guesses?
St. Louis?
St. Louis. St. Louis, Missouri is the most dangerous place in the country.
Damn.
I'm giving you an 0 for 5, though. I'll give you a half a point for guessing fucking St. Louis at the end.
Hell yeah. It's crazy.
Still enough, but...
I'll take
Isn't that a wild fucking list, though? St. Louis, Mobile, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, Baltimore, Maryland, Memphis, Tennessee.
Stay out of Alabama.
That's crazy.
Don't roll the tide.
Who the fuck? Yeah, that's from fucking Georgia fans going up there and being like, fuck roll tide.
I'm telling you right now, if I'm in Mobile, Alabama, and someone says roll tide, I'm going to be like, yeah, roll tide, baby. And I
did that when I was in Florida, and it was hilarious. I got this. There was a guy there. Can't remember your fucking name, but you were Shanks, buddy. I remember you, you little short motherfucker. You wrestled. You had blonde hair. You know I'm talking about you. He fucking hardcore Georgia fan. Hated Alabama. Fucking Shank. Fucking Florida guy. Tim Tebow fan. Big Florida guy. I was down there the whole night. Saying,
Nickelback?
Roll Tide, brother. Roll Tide, brother. All fucking night. We'd take a shot and I'd be like, Roll Tide. And Moats was like, Roll Tide, brother. And we'd fucking cheers. By the end of the night, we had everybody screaming it. Roll Tide. Just fucking everybody at the end of the night. And I was like, I knew you guys didn't like your college teams. And they were like, fuck. Both Shanks and his boy. Georgia boy and Florida boy saying, Roll Tide, brother. Drinking fucking tequila. Might be the tequila's fault. Tequila might be a fucking Alabama fan.
To Nickelback.
It's a Nickelback, dude. They get laid so much. Cheers. Hey, you want a beer or an art project?
Leave a comment.